hear that? Yep. Thanks for coming back. This video is pretty much going to be getting this thing ready to kind of probably get to the tuner. I got it running right now. I got the coolant burping on it. We got heat out of the vent, so that's good. I'm just trying to get a little bit of the air pockets out. She's smoking a little bit, but I didn't really coat those rings and the cylinders, so that stuff will take a little bit to burn off. This is set like second heat cycle, so it doesn't have much gas in it. So I'm gonna show you that noise that the actual power steering pump is making. It's not the power steering pump actually, it's actually just the belt, because the power steering pump isn't, or the pulley isn't, I didn't push it on all the way, like press it on all the way. So the belt's riding on the actual ridge of the power steering pulley, and it's just slapping. Hear that noise? You actually come back and watch. That belt's just bouncing up and down. So our coolant level's gone down a little bit. Looks like it stopped burping. We're about 210. This is on the V6 gauges, so got good oil pressure. So yeah, we'll let her ride here for a little bit and I'll be back. All right, everybody. So I pulled the power steering pump off. I pulled the bracket off because I could not press that pulley in anymore. It's flush with the actual snout coming out. I do have a decent amount of paint on the front of this head, and it literally looks like it only needs like a little bit more to go in. So this has these spacers that sit on these three, there's spacers that sit behind this, like on the back side, on the heads. I am literally just going to take a little bit off on each one of these so it moves back the little bit it needs to go. Because, I mean, obviously I can't like grind down on this whole thing. So I'm just going to take these three mounting points with these washers, grind them down a little bit so that they go back a little bit towards the head where the pulley needs to go. So yeah, I will do that and we'll see if that works. All right, guys, so I don't know if you can see that. Let me get out of the light here. Light, hello? Down here? No. Up here. So I measured every single one of these. This screen doesn't work, but they're all at about that 7 mark. I don't know if you could see that. So I'm probably going to take them down to, I want to take them down to that 6 mark after there, but I feel like that might be too far. So I might go between that 6 mark and the 7. So we're going to try for that and see what we can come up with. There you go. So I got all that stuff back in. The pulley does look like it's a little bit back, so I only wanted to go a little. I mean, it is a pain to have to take that back off, but smart guy always told me, wise guy, I guess you'd say, can always take more, can't ever put it back. Unless she can weld on that or whatever, but I can't, so I always follow that. So we're going to start her up here and see what she does. Keys, probably in my pocket. See? Let's see what happens. Pretty good. Oh yeah, she's right in the middle. You know, that's what kind of happens when you start putting all these different things on here. I got that pump from Amazon, so I mean, it might need a couple thousandths taken off of it, but hey, we did it the redneck way. All I did was take that washer and just grind it on there, and then just kept measuring it with my caliper. Like I said, I took it a little bit past the 7, less, you know, like just where I couldn't see the number 7 anymore. So she seems like she's on there pretty good. So that's good. Got the coolant burp. Next thing will be, she definitely needs some more gas, that's for sure. Next thing will be actually getting the drive shaft in and then checking the trans fluid level, because I want to do that before I put the shifter in, because I can actually just pour the fluid into the shifter hole. So we're gonna put the drive shaft in and then check the transmission level. If we got to top it off, we'll top it off, and then we'll put the shifter in, and then probably put all the interior pieces back in. So a little bit more. All right, I figured before we wrap it up tonight, just check the oil on it, just to see what it's at. Let's grab this guy out of here. I'm still trying to get used to this one hand working thing. So I don't know if you can see in the light. She's all the way at the at the full like operating range, so that's good. That means that she's not burning an excessive amount of oil or anything like that. So that means the stuff out of the tailpipes is probably just residual. I did coat those cylinders pretty good when I was putting those rings in and stuff. And then like when the engine was sitting, I just kept coming out here and putting some oil on them, because it was, I knew it was sitting for a while. I don't want the cylinders to actually rust. So yeah, that's pretty good. So we're going to leave it here for today. I'll probably be back out in the next couple days. Tomorrow I got to go work on the Chevelle. So I may start taking some video of that. We'll see. Anyway, so it won't be tomorrow, maybe Thursday or something like that. I'll be out here. I'm going to try to put the drive shaft in. Like I said, drive shaft, check the trans fluid level. If I got to fill it, and then put the shifter back in, and then honestly, see if this thing moves under its own power. So, yeah, so I'll check you guys in a few days. All right. We got her up on some jack stands here. I am currently under here because I'm trying to get the drive shaft in. And let's see if you can see back here. So this whole Y pipe here is kind of in the way, and all the way in the back there is the U joint. I don't know if you can see that or not. So what I had to do is I'm gonna have to slide it through this pocket here. What I'm gonna have to do is, well, what I did do was pulled the cross member because it was in the way. So hopefully now I should just be able to slide that guy right up in there. So we'll see if that works or not. Alright, let me grab my... Oh! I just hit my nose on that clamp, boy. Dang. Ooh! That hurt. Got her slid up in there. All the way along there. Watch out for the clamp. Oh. I don't know what was leaking under this thing, man, but this bottom... Can't wait to get this on a lift and spray this off, but honestly, it's probably saving the body. But yeah, we got her, let's go down over here, slipped up in there, so I'm gonna get these U-bolts on, tighten them up, and clean them and put some Loctite on them, and then tighten them up. So yeah, I'll bring you back after that. Yoo-hoo! Alright, y'all. We got our drive shaft in here. Probably can't see. There's the back. She's all Loctited and tightened in. So when we get our cross member back in, man, this is bad angles. I'm sorry. It's just hard doing this on my back. So we got the where's that? Where's that? Right there. We got that loose. Nothing dripped out of it. So I'm gonna have to go get some fluid for it because I don't have any. Dextron 3. Alright, we're gonna get this back in there, and then I'm gonna go run up to the store, pop some fluid in through the shifter, and then yeah, see what it does. Alright, y'all, so I got the plug out of the transmission down there. This guy said it had fluid in it, so I only bought 2 quarts. So we're gonna start dumping this in there and see if it comes out. Going to take a little bit for that to get down in there. Be a little while. I have the car pretty level. So, we're gonna keep pouring till she comes out. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so it did have fluid in it. It took 2 quarts. So they must have had it tipped down when they were taking it out or something and drained it. So, because it started leaking out of the fill hole, which is good. So, I do have this transaxle stuff. What do I do with it? Here it is. That I'd like to use. But I have this right stuff because I'd like to try to start this thing tonight and see if it moves. So we're gonna see if this stuff will get soft or will be, so, you know, if it works still or not. I can't remember how long it's been sitting here, so I think I used it for the LS, the 5.3 in here, so it shouldn't be too long. So yeah, well, I'm gonna use this on the shifter. I bought some screws or bolts. Maybe I read this wrong. I did read it wrong. It is this. I went for M10. What an idiot. I meant these are the... I was measuring the bolt that I found for these. The transmission, or the... God, I can't talk today. Where the shifter goes on to the transmission, there's 4 bolts that hold it down. They're M8 by 1.25. So we're going to use those. Probably put a couple lock washers on them and ship it. Alright, y'all. So we got this mostly clean here. Get this stuff peeled up off of here. Alright. So we're just gonna run a bead. I don't know if you can see. Right along this. Come along this way. I'm probably gonna be in your way. Oh, slippage. It's gonna come along this way. Trying to squeeze this bottle is kind of a pain. Dab a little more there. All right. So it says assemble within 5 minutes, so that is what we're gonna do. Ooh. All right, that's better. I'm gonna ploop her down in here, hopefully to line the shifter up. Got 1 started. Two started. Just a little at a time. I got my ratchet. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Dude, I swear, if I hurt myself one more time tonight, I swear, dude. Those are good. These are good. Those are good. All right. So this has like a, if you see that little silver piece down there, it doesn't actually have a reverse lockout on it. It's like a bypass. So I don't know how easy that is to get in out of reverse. So, dang, I cut myself good, man, on my leg. I'm messing myself up tonight, man. Well, this is good. I want to put a short throw shifter in. I just don't have the funds for it right now. So, feels like it goes in every gear. I did test that before I bought it and stuff, but can only do so much on the ground. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I guess you can get this thing on the ground, then maybe see if it has some movement. Check you guys in a minute. All right, so this is a cold start. Let it warm up for a little, like 30 seconds or something like that before I try to put it in gear. Let's see what happens. Well, I'll take that as a win, huh? Just took a few hours, you know, out here. I know that's all I needed. Thankfully the trans was full. You know, I didn't have to go buy more fluid. But that's another little milestone, you know. This thing moves under its own power. That's awesome. So probably the next thing I'll do is I might leave all that stuff apart inside. Not like the tuner really needs it together. I'd rather just finish it once I get it back. But that's the next thing that's going to happen is it's going to probably go straight to the tuner and just get everything right so that it's ready. I don't want to have to I don't want to try to drive this thing out there. I'll probably trailer it because I just don't want anything to happen. If I don't know air-fuel ratios or any of that stuff, I can't tell what's going on. So I don't want to risk it. Just put too much work into it, and I just don't want to deal with it. So I'll probably trailer it. My buddy does have a trailer, so I'll get that from him. Hopefully he'll let me use it, and then we'll ride out to the tuner and drop it off, and hopefully it doesn't take too long, and see what happens, you know. Like the other thing, and the cold start, you know, that cold start was a little rough. I am going to guess that, you know, the startup tunes are, you know, set pig rich, you know, so that this thing can make sure it's getting enough fuel and stuff when you give it throttle and everything. So I'm going to guess it's pretty rich. And think about a carbureted car on when it's cold out, you know, if it's really hard to start. And if you add a bunch of fuel to it, it's really hard for it to start. So that's how I feel what's going on here. Who knows if I even have the right plugs in this and stuff for this setup. I did just do factory LS1 plugs, so you would think it would be close enough to being good. So, yeah, that's good. Car moves under its own power. From what I can tell, the trans does work. We don't know that in these T56s, you always got to check that first to second shift. You know, that's where, or even second to third sometimes. So, won't be able to know that until we drive it. Maybe we'll try to get it on a nice day. I don't know if we're going to get that. It's December. We're probably going to be in the 30s and lower. So, don't know if we'll have a time to get it to where it's, you know, going to run pretty good when it's warm out to get it around the block and stuff. So, yeah, that's probably where I'm going to end it. It's good, though. We know it moves under its own power. Transmission seems to work, so we're doing pretty, not too bad. Just getting this cover back on here, so I'm gonna wrap up in here, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. You know, you get to see the thing run in the last video, and now it's moving under its own power. So just a few hours of work. You know, if you're feeling intimidated, or you know you don't feel like getting out there, I've always seen these guys always say, get out there, just do 15 minutes of work, and then it'll get you along. You know, it's gonna help a little bit, little by little. You know, just pick away at it. And I bet you if you go and do that 15 minutes, it's going to turn into an hour because you're not going to want to stop. So, yeah, don't be intimidated by stuff. Get out there and do it. You learn from your mistakes. I've learned from my mistakes. Just have fun while you're doing it, you know? So, yeah, that'll be it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Give me a like. Give me a comment. Hit that subscribe button, baby. And, yeah, for now, take it easy.